feel like, honestly, the reason why I'm making this video is because today, well, I kind of already knew these type of things, but like today I saw a video of DDG, and he was talking about how like you could truly just succeed in life if you just like just stay consistent, and like just keep going, because like everyone journey is different. Like some people, they succeed within a day. Some of us, we take longer than the rest of the world, and that's fine, you know but it can make you a little bit discouraged, but that's part of the journey. I think the message hit me a little bit different because you know today specifically, because I have one of my homeboys. He called me today. I haven't spoken to him in a while, and like I know my homeboy, that one, I know him really well, and he called me, checking up on me. He's one of those boys that go MIA and always comes back to some news or surprise you with something. And he was, checking up on me. We was checking up on each other, having a conversation and whatnot. I apologize for the camera moving around. It's like my phone moving around. Like it's pretty windy where I'm currently at right now. But he was telling me about how he just had a baby. I got on a call with him, and then from there, he's like, I got some news to share with you. Mind you, I'm the person that told him he's gonna be a dad this year. So, and, and I was surprised because I have another friend who's my homegirl. They were both on the call. They both were on the call, but my homegirl, she wasn't talking. But pretty much, they both were on the call with me. And then my homeboy, he hit me with the news and said, "I just became a dad yesterday." Instantly, I was like, "Man, I knew it." Filled with joy. I was really happy for him and whatnot. I was like, "Congratulations." This is literally what we hope for ourselves. To me, we are family, man. First and foremost. So, this is God blessings to you right there for your hardship and you constantly remaining to be consistent within your life. I was when I told him he was gonna get married, he knew I was the first person to tell him, "Bro, you're gonna be married soon." Within like the next year or so, and then boom, he came back and told me he's married, and then boom, this one, he just told me he's now a father. All blessings in itself. And then with my homegirl, who was also on the call with us, I literally told her, she was always meant to be a wife. The way she carries herself, and this was the year she was gonna get proposed to. If the man didn't do it, I was gonna go to her location and get on his head about it. And I think last week or 2 weeks ago, she had got proposed to. So we were all talking about how like I be predicting certain things for my friends, and it was just like it was good and it was funny. And then after that, we talked for a bit, and then I got off the phone with them. But after I got off the phone with them, like the joy that I had for them was still there. All of that was still there. But then, the joy I had for myself was no longer there. And the reason, because I was asking myself, but I kind of know like the reason. And the reason is that because, while I'm happy for others, I'm not happy for myself, because I'm seeing, I feel like I've been stagnant for some time. I'm seeing my friends succeed, my friends getting new jobs, new promotion, getting engaged, proposing to their wife, to their significant other. My friend becoming a father, a couple of my friends becoming fathers and whatnot, and it just had me feeling some sort of resentment towards myself, because it's like these are all things I want for myself, and I'm seeing other people achieve that. By all means, I'm not jealous or anything, but it's like, since I want that for myself and I'm not seeing myself in that, I'm not there. It kind of made me sad, because it's like, like before all of this, I was the one that was always, I was in a relationship for the longest. I wanted to marry my significant other during that time. I had a good job, I had a career, I was like literally in college, right? While having a career, while doing internship, I had all of that going for myself. I had a woman that I valued to the full extent, and so like these are the things that I was saying to myself, like, yo, this is what's gonna happen for me, and soon enough it will happen. But life is very unpredicted. Like you go from ups to down instantly. It's easier to for everything to fall out than to build it back up. It's harder to build it back up, most definitely. But I had all of that going for myself, and my everything just crumbled. I try to get back. I try to lift myself back again, but it's probably the longest I went ever in my life without actually having a job. Um, and I've been feeling, I wouldn't say, like, the sense of urgency is no longer there for me. And I don't know why, because, like, it's like I'm hungry, but the drive that I once had to go achieve it, it's not there for me. And I don't know if because, like, if I'm depressed, I can't even tell you like the emotions I currently have going on for myself. But you know, I just know like it's been hard for me, trying to overcome all of these things. Like by all means I'm trying, but I know I could also go harder. I'm motivated by my friends, but I'm not motivated within myself. And I've prayed to God. I've prayed to God. I'm trying to be like the person that set a good example for myself and those around me. Be a good Samaritan, all of that. Um, I talk to God on the daily as well, and it's like everything, and it's still like things don't seem to align for me. And I find these things to be very normal, right? Um, you know, and like with all that happened today, it just like it just made me realize maybe my journey is not today was not going to be the day for me to get married, or for me to have a kid, or whatever it is, comparison is the thief of joy, um, and this is why the video, like I said, this is why the video like hit me really different. Like even right now, this is just raw, uncut. Like this is me just talking to myself, but I also wanted to share with others because I'm well aware I'm not the only person that goes through these sort of things. So I wanted to share it out there. The video definitely touched me. Just don't I can't give up on myself. If I sit here and complain, all of that, it things will never work out for me. Um, I just have to keep going. It's hard, and I know it's hard. Like man, because trust me, I definitely want to. I feel like I need to relocate, find a new opportunity. Um, yeah, I feel like I need to relocate and just become more in tune within myself. Like I feel like it's harder to let the outside noise get the best of us when we are going through hardship, for sure. Um, but I know I can't give up on myself. Right now, I'm literally sitting now. I'm looking for new opportunities, trying to find myself again, whatever that looks like. But I just want to say to those that also deal with these sort of issues, just know your journey is separate from everyone. You know, I'm sure when everything was going all well and dandy for me, there were those that were comparing themselves to me and wish they were in my position, and so it just goes to show that today may not be your day, but that doesn't mean like you should give up